October ended on a high note for the Vancouver Canucks. They won their last 2 games of the month and were playing .500 hockey. 5 wins, 5 losses, 2 ties. Not all that impressive for some teams, but considering the caliber of competition and their record last year, encouraging to say the least. But the season had just begun. November kicked off with a grueling 4-game and 6-day road trip. First stop, the arena in Pittsburgh for a date with Mario Lemieux and the Penguins. End result, a 2-goal win for the home team. Stop number 2, the Spectrum in Philadelphia, and an impressive 5-2 win over the Flyers. Following that, a swing through New England. Up first, the Whalers in Hartford. A game that went to overtime. Petros Striko's 10th goal of the season at 34 seconds. The difference as the Canucks moved 1 game above .500. Back down to earth the next night at the Zoo in Boston, 4-2 the final. Still, the Canucks returned home with 2 wins from the trip, right in the thick of things in the Smythe division. Tonight, a rematch. Hartford in town, hoping to reverse the result from last Saturday. Whalers coach Larry Plow will have history on his side, as the Whales have not lost in their last 5 visits to Vancouver. But then, that was the Canucks of years gone by. The present edition, it would appear, are a whole different story.
British Columbia Television Sports presents the National Hockey League, featuring the Vancouver Canucks. Tonight, live from the Pacific Coliseum, the Vancouver Canucks host the Hartford Whalers. Brought to you by Molson Canadian, what beer's all about.
Hello again, everyone. Good to have you with us for the opening game of a Canucks 3-game homestand. Good crowd expected to be on hand here at the Pacific Coliseum this evening, and with good reason. The Canucks are playing sound, hard-nosed hockey. 2 of the biggest reasons why: the play of their power play unit, currently tied for the 4th best record in the NHL. And how about defensively? They currently have the 2nd best goals against average in the entire National Hockey League, and that's probably the biggest reason for their turnaround to this point of the season. And with more on tonight's matchup, let's now check in with the play-by-play team from CKNW Radio 98, colorman Tom Larscheid, and the voice of the Canucks, Jim Robson.
Well, thank you, Barry. Of course, the Canucks did have a tough road trip, 4 games and 6 nights, and Tom Larscheid, you saw them all. How do you think the team played?
I thought they played very well. In fact, the Canucks have convinced me they are for real this year. They dominated the Flyers at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, and that's been difficult to do in years past. Then they won a nail-biting game in Hartford, the team they play tonight, in overtime, a great win.